Okay, so I know a lot of people are gonna watch it as a recording, and that's a-okay with me.
Yeah.
But it is a little hard for us to do a vote, so there might be a few things that we do as Google Forms that we just send out.
Okay, like the
Um, yeah, the logo, and then also that 2 times a month option that Olivia proposed
yeah,
for meetings. Um, I should finish my sentence. Olivia proposed meeting 2 times a month, and so we'll send out a Google
Yeah.
form for voting for that.
Yeah.
For the people who aren't here. But I guess what we can do is look at the website together.
Mhm.
And I guess we can also plan a guild get together at MAPC.
That's true.
I don't know if we have any updates for the fundraiser progress. Probably
I
not.
don't know, 'cause, who was in charge of that? I can't remember. Sorry, my cat is.
I think you're okay. I think Kay said that they were gonna make a flyer for it, so we'll have to check with them and see if they've got one.
Okay.
Um,
I think was the goal to just say, for the website, it was gonna say coming soon, so it's not, it was a lot of pressure to try to get that together before then.
yeah. Yeah. And we can look at the logos as well, but
Yeah.
do. And I can also share the updates on the newsletter, takeovers, etc. from Tanushree.
Okay.
They're significant, but they're not like long. So I guess let's start with the website, Edie.
Okay. I can. Hang on, my cat is demanding to be on my lap also. Oh, can you give me screen share?
One day I won't forget to do that.
I do the same thing. Okay. Okie dokie. So we have Becky has multiple options for the logo remake that'll go here, which depending on if it's wide or not, I can't remember, like it could take up this whole space, or we could put text kind of wrapping around it. And then we have our mission, what we do, and our future. And I really like the way the blend works with that. Oh, let me put it in preview mode so you don't see the edges. Look how slick. That looks good. Then under navigation, so I don't know if you looked at this, Becky, after we emailed, I kind of put, because there was like 7 tabs up here, so I put things in sub menus. So membership this is the thing that I have critique of the design, is like, is it obvious that the word membership is also a button? We could make it, because that's where one of the forms are, so there could be another folder where membership is part of this drop-down menu.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. I mean, about us is a button.
That's true, but that's also the landing page.
Yeah,
So
I might not notice that.
Yeah. I was also gonna make this text the home button too. And I need to, oh yeah, I did add the links to that. So you can link to Instagram.
Yay.
And YouTube.
Yay.
Yay. So under membership has kind of a brief overview, living page document, and then this embedded Google form, which if we need to make any edits to that, we can do that anytime. And I think I needed to edit that insert link to donate, because we don't have a PayPal right now for taking any membership dues, so I should probably just delete that. Okay, making a note. Okay. And under membership, there's the events page, which has the calendar, which is linked to the Google Calendar for the Ripgee account.
Which is so
Yay.
cool. Yay.
Yay. And we can control, like if there's multiple calendars within that calendar, like if there's a website design meeting or something that's specialized and like keep those under separate calendars, we can hide or show different calendars. We can control which ones go to this.
Cool.
Fancy.
Yeah.
And then this is just stock stuff, but if we have upcoming events, we can promote them here. Like if we have a workshop coming up and then have some sort of button here if people need to register for it or pay for it. So I will hide that when we launch before the conference because there's nothing in there.
Gotcha.
And then board members.
Well, very quickly, we could
Yeah.
put the MAPC meetup there
Ooh,
as one of the events.
that's great.
It'll probably be after we present because I think we're Friday.
Or
But
Saturday. We're on Saturday.
oh yeah, then it'll probably be after. So
I mean, we could launch the website and then promote it on the Instagram, and then maybe members will see it at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, once we figure that out, can put that in there.
Okay.
Good idea. I did figure out how to delete squares from this Meet Our
yay.
People.
I was like,
So
did I just make
deleted
things so much harder?
It's very buried. It doesn't make any sense. But I can show you. But so we need, I guess, a picture for Olivia, Stephanie. Is Alex a person with us or is that?
No,
No.
they're a
Okay.
made up
Okay.
customer support
We'll
lead.
delete 8, 9, 8, 7, and 6. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it also, like we were looking at if we could change how many people are on a page. But if your window is small because you have a laptop, then it just shrinks it down to 2 people per row.
Gotcha. Yay.
So, yay.
Yeah. And I have a photo for Stephanie, but I don't know where it is because I only seem to be able to find the one that has like the Meet Our Members banner on it. So I'll ask them for a new photo. And then I think I also have a photo of Liv, which sounds really creepy, but I think I do. But if not, I can ask them both.
It was promotional.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. The volunteer page also has a form. So kind of trying to be enthusiastic language, trying to get people to join. And then this link is to a read-only version of the volunteer list. So people can just see like what the options might be. I'm logged in right now, so it's letting me edit, but for anyone else, it would just be read-only.
Awesome.
And then the volunteer form, which I feel like could use some more specificity. I know that Olivia had some suggestions for it, which I need to look through the email again and look at that. And if you're ever editing this, Becky, if you make changes to the form, you need to re-embed the HTML. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Which I can show you how to do that too, but and then we have our opportunities page, which has the Takeover Tuesday form, and then we can just keep adding forms to it. And I think if we wanted, they could be side by side or just have links to them. I don't know, we can figure that out, but depending on how many we have.
Yeah. And where is the opportunities page?
Under volunteer.
Oh, okay, so maybe what we should do is put volunteer and opportunities under something like get involved.
Ooh, I like that. Making a little diagram. Yeah, I like that. And then what should the membership events, should membership go under get involved?
Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe what we should do is about us should have board members inside of it.
Mm,
And then membership could go under get involved.
and then
And then
events could,
events could just be its own thing.
oh, really?
I
Okay,
think so. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Because
If
then it
it,
would be a good shortcut for people who are like, when is that again?
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe since it's kind of confusing with the design, it could say events and then the drop down is calendar.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Let's see, okay. Hope I can read my diagram later. And then fundraising, there, again, that's a button, but
Mhm.
I don't know, if it's slightly hidden, I feel like this one's okay.
Yeah.
I could goof around with the like design of it too. I've never really dove into like really editing a menu on this.
Mm-hmm.
And then the raffle button is coming soon, and I need to change this insert date because we don't necessarily have a date for that yet.
Yeah.
Could just leave it as stay tuned, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good idea. What else were we going to put into get involved? Volunteer
Volunteer opportunities and membership.
opportunities. Cool. Okay.
So that's basically it for what we have now. And I think that helped me figure out some navigation solutions that would flow a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything you want me to go to specifically?
If you go back to the previous window for Wix so that we can look at the logos together.
Where do I go from here?
So I just scroll down and eventually it'll say something like make a logo, which is not the best way for me to do it, but I can't figure out how to get to it otherwise. Say view all suggestions.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's got like its own little logo maker window.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I guess what we can do is between the two of us, we could pick the top 3 for us to send out images of.
Okay.
So I will defer to you on that.
I like
also keep in mind I can make these in Illustrator instead of in the Wix builder and make like changes while I'm in Illustrator, but I think these were good concepts at least to put forward.
Just make it bigger. I like that one a lot because the text down here is really visible and it's wide, like we're thinking for the website. Maybe, yeah, I guess in Illustrator, like if there's a reason we need something to not be kind of more vertical landscape,
yeah,
then we can change it to be more squarish in Illustrator for things like Instagram if we need to.
That's a good point. Yeah, I can also make it a little bit more circular as well.
Yeah.
And I can warp it if I need to as well. If I need to. I'm very hesitant to start warping things because it's no one's fault. It's my students. They really love warping things and I'm like, oh no. What do you think about the colors for that? Like, are there
for the green one?
Yeah.
I liked that one. Go back. when we look at the website, I mean, you can change the colors all the time, but like looking at the website, I feel like either of these color palettes would work. I feel
Yeah.
like if we're putting it here, it might need a background color,
Mhm.
or we make the colors warm or something, but I can also change the background colors on this, so. But I feel like the palettes work well with that.
Okay. Okay, I can also just put a stroke on to everything. White would maybe be what well, probably like an off-white.
Yeah, kind of
Okay.
gentle.
Mhm.
I love the brayer ones, but do you think paper, like this one being paper, is more like kind of encompassing what everybody does?
Yeah, that was part of my thought process was we could do the brayer because it's pretty familiar to most of our processes. But paper's even more because we also have people who sometimes are like, well, I do bookbinding, and I feel like maybe that's not part of printmaking, and I'm like, it's very much part of print media. You are definitely welcome here. So yeah, that's also kind of how I was feeling.
I think within the context of the website design as it is, the colors might need to be a little more punchy in this one. That could maybe even just be changing the paper shape in the back to like a cool color for contrast or something.
Mhm.
That was the saddest meow ever. My friend. He keeps getting weirder the older he gets. Yeah, I think that's my only thing.
Mhm.
How did you
Okay.
change the colors? I know I can go back and just,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
well, that's cool.
yeah. It's a pretty good logo builder, actually.
Just so curious.
And I have I think a really low opacity on that too. Yeah. Oh, what is going on there? Oh, okay. It was just transferring. Nothing.
That's how you change it. Okay. I'm just goofing.
Yeah, it's fun. I was only gonna make like 2 and I ended up making 5, and I was like, I gotta go. I have to stop doing this.
Oh. Okay, now it won't go back any more steps. Was that? Nope, it was not that color. It was.
You can Control Z if I'm remembering right, which is so neat.
Right, there it is. Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool. Okay, cool. Do we want to try one of them in the website just to see?
Yeah, well, actually, so we're only allowed to use one of these. We only paid for one.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can't just like export it as a PDF or JPEG. Try it.
I'm just gonna screenshot them.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah. And then put them into the vote. I gotta figure out how to do that. I'm pretty sure you can upload images into Google Forms. But if not, I'll just make a Google Doc that people can access. Although I will say somebody has been having a hard time with that. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, accessing things when they don't have a Gmail account. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that and see if that is happening to other people.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, any of those I feel like could fit in. If they're more squarish, we can just move the our mission up to the top, wrap some text on the right side, and then keep it down here just underneath, like, or not to plug something that I do, but like logo here. So I don't want to be redundant of the other website I just built, but if this works, it works. So could have logo here and then text wrapping around in some way, or
yeah.
vice versa.
That's a good idea. I do like the idea of having kind of guiding hierarchical something about the guild up there.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we'll have to do is once we pick a font, we'll have to make the RIPG at the top kind of agree with that font.
Yep.
But I think everything else it's not Helvetica, but it's minimalist enough that I don't think we're going to need to change it.
It is Railway.
Railway. Yeah. Railway is a good one.
Yeah. Which I
Um,
think this is Railway also. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
ooh,
I don't know if Railway, I think Railway like bold wasn't very wide. I think that's why I changed it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Uh,
Okay, cool. So I will let me write it down so I remember to do it. A Google form to vote on logos. So our top 3 are the 2 with the brayers and then the one with paper, or?
I think so. I think this one doesn't read as much paper to me or this one. I love that design, but I feel like this one reads more folded paper.
Yeah, I think that bottom design with the orange, I like the orange of it, but it's so long that it would really only be practical in like business card format, and we're definitely going to be using it in more than that format. So
yeah.
Okay.
I think good idea.
And I think the rest of them, specifically the first one with a brayer, what I like about that one is it's easy to separate from the bottom text whenever we need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
anyway, those are my thoughts.
I like that.
Okay.
I think it also like, I don't have any problem reading that as an I, as in Ripchi. The blue being super bold. I like the blue being super bold as like object, and then you see the text. But I don't know if anyone would have readability problems with that.
Okay.
But it does have the full text underneath, so I don't know if that's a big problem for anyone.
So maybe what I'll do is on that Google form, I'll give them the ability to make a suggestion, which
that's a good idea.
Some of them I'll be able to incorporate, others I might not, but if I'm seeing like a noticeable trend where people are like, 4 people are like, why isn't it purple? Then we could make it purple.
Why isn't it purple? Good question.
That's design. Yeah, I keep trying to like prepare my students for those kinds of questions, and they're just like, why? Why did you ask me that? And I'm like, believe me, you're gonna get asked worse things. But yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Okay.
Do we want to put a deadline on when people can tell us?
Yeah, let's do a 2-week timeline. So I can send that out today.
Do we want, wait, less than 2 weeks from today, I'm heading to the conference. Do we want?
Oh, that's a good point. It is going to be overlapping with that, huh?
Yeah.
Let's do 3 weeks then. That way I have time to like look at the information and respond to it before the next meeting. The next monthly meeting, depending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before the conference, should I go ahead and wrap the text around this so that it it's a little better
now, since I think we're going to be waiting essentially.
Right. Yeah, I think it makes more sense to just have like our old logo, keep that. We don't have to reinvent the wheel before the conference.
Yeah. Is there a way for us to make that old logo round? Because that might work better visually.
Yeah, I think
I can do it in AI if that's the easiest way to do it, but
I can too. I think Do you have, the only thing I was trying to play around with it a little bit. I
Mhm.
didn't want to, at one time I cropped it to make it more rectangular and stretch it, but the resolution's kind of low. Do you have a higher resolution one than the one that's
should.
in the
It's
drive?
probably on my desktop, so let me give that to you.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll email that to you, or I'll just upload it into the Google Drive and text you when it's
Okay.
up.
Yeah, I could try rectangular, rounded edges, circle. Circle would look nice, I think, because then
Yeah.
it's not like a hierarchy of squares with the square logo, the text within a square.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that we have so much our font is very round. Our title, essentially, our menu up there has a lot of round elements to it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yay.
Yay.
Cool.
I will that, look at my calendar, make a note. Okay, when am I was gonna work on website stuff either Sunday or Monday night, either Sunday or Tuesday night. So I'll send you a heads up that I did those edits, and you can tell me if anything is glitchy or whatever.
Okay. Perfect. And then before you have to go,
I
do
still
you
have
want to
20.
just go ahead and plan the guild get together?
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about this last month after the meeting, and I don't remember what we talked about.
I know.
Gone. I know it
We
had
were-
something to do with a drag show.
Yes, we were like really excitedly Googling gay bars
Yeah.
in Kent.
Yeah.
I don't think we established that the one, like when we Googled gay bar, it wasn't showing up. It was showing us bro bars also
Mhm.
in like the collegey area.
Yeah.
Were we gonna ask Taryn or Lee for suggestions? Is that
We might have. I also think I know Brett is from Ohio, about 2 hours away. So I was also going to ask them, but
yeah. And I think we were okay, so I'm gonna look at the menus, the calendars again. Thursday, there's some bowling event in the evening, which
yeah.
I would not go to, probably. And then Friday, but some people might want to. Friday's a bunch of receptions that might it would either compete with those things, or we could make it in the general area of where those are. But it doesn't look like there are ones in downtown. It would be helpful if there was a map. I don't know where these places are. And then Saturday in the evening, there is an awards ceremony at 5:30, a closing party from 6 to 8.
Okay.
And an open mic event. Oh, that's Henry Gepfer and Kay McNeil's event in the evening after 8 p.m.
Okay. So maybe out of those Thursday, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, if I would have bothered to look at my Google Calendar, I had a placeholder for a Ripchi event on Thursday.
Oh, well, we agree with ourselves. So that's so I think we had a number of places. I'm gonna look up.
Let me look up where the stuff is right before that. So there's, well, why so long? What did it do here? Oh, it looks like Thursday. Okay, that's 1 to 3:30, 3 to 5, 4 to 5. There are some receptions happening 6 to 8.
Oh,
at University of Akron. So maybe somewhere around there.
yeah.
And then the bowling is after that.
Okay, so Thursday in Akron.
Or it could be,
Because I
I
feel
mean,
like that's gonna broaden our ability.
yeah, it could also like, okay, so those are in Akron. How far is Akron from Kent? It says buses are taking us to Akron, so then I'd hate to like have something in Akron and then we're stranded in Akron.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but we could add something where we say we will all collectively pay for a lift back, but I don't know how far away
Yeah.
Akron is.
I don't either. It says bus 3 leaves Myers School of Art at 7:30 p.m.
It's 25 minutes. That's kind of an expensive lift drive.
Yeah, maybe we should have it back in Kent if most people are staying in Kent. And
Yeah.
like, if people are gonna go to bowling, then they go to bowling, and if they're not, they come hang out with us at 9:30.
Mhm. I think that's a good idea. They have a place called the Venice Cafe, which is a bar.
Yeah.
They host drag shows. Let me look at their website. Yeah, they're in Kent. But they look pretty small, but that's fine too.
And how many people do we, I guess there's no way to know.
Yeah, there's no way to know. I mean, I know at least 5 people who are going that are in the guild, 5, 6, 7, but I don't know if they're all going to want to be at this event.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this doesn't look like a gay bar. It just looks like a place that sometimes has drag shows.
Right.
It looks quite butch on the inside, if it is a gay
Yeah.
bar, which is fine, just not necessarily what I was expecting. Then there's the Zephyr Pub. I think that's one that we talked about, but I think they're the place that have the most. Okay, so this is actually a gay bar.
Yes, I'm looking at pictures of it now, and I'm like, yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, blue drinks. Woof. It looks bigger too, so
yeah. And they have MX Zephyr as like a event, their own drag competition.
okay. So sounds like they're like the leaders in drag of Kent.
Yeah. The drag lords.
I suppose, yeah, we could make a Google form. Is that what you're thinking, or a different way of talking to people about this?
Yeah. There's part of me that wishes there was somewhere that was like outdoors that we could all meet up.
Yeah.
The burnt pickle.
Maybe. What?
There's something called the burnt pickle. I don't. It just made me laugh. Yeah, everything else starts to go into like Akron or Cleveland. So yeah, maybe. Oh, that's in Cleveland. The Leather Stallion Saloon. I don't know why it's stallion like that.
Stallion.
Stallion.
Like you're
Megan
from
Thee
Minnesota.
Stallion, right? But yeah, so maybe what we could do is what I would usually suggest is that 2 people just plan the event and we all just show up if we can, and if we can't, we don't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so maybe that's what we do, because it seems like, what was it, the Zephyr is the only I wouldn't say the only, but the main routinely queer space found in town.
I'm looking through their Google pictures. But they do have an outside space.
Oh, they do? That's fantastic.
Yeah. I feel like everyone does now, but yeah, I have like a patio, a side patio that's fenced in. So that's a good option, I think.
Okay, let's do that then. And hopefully we don't get there and they're like, our patio's closed.
Well, I hope not.
But yeah. So maybe let's plan for the Zephyr on Thursday night. And what time do you think would work? Like what time is enough time for people to get back from Akron?
The buses, so it says last bus leaves at 7:30 from Meyer School of Art, and then the Cummings Center, which is probably where one of the other exhibitions is, at 8:15, and then drops off at Holiday Inn and Kent State Hotel. So it would make me think people would get back around 8:40-ish.
Okay. So maybe we
So
do.
if we did 9:15, 9, I mean, 9 might be like pushing it if people want to like clean up a little.
Yeah. So maybe we do 9:15 or 9:30.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then the one thing that I am concerned about is we will probably get a few people who are don't want to go to the event because they're in recovery from any kind of like substance use.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how to cater to them because it's really hard to like plan a lunch and it's really hard to plan a dinner at conferences, even when it's just like 2 or 3 people.
Want to plan like a breakfast thing or a coffee thing?
Maybe, yeah, like a yeah. But is there a gap in the schedule long enough for that?
Like in the morning or between things?
Yeah.
Let's see. There's the morning coffees that they provide for us at the event center.
Okay.
That is from 9 to 10 on Thursday. And it's really nice to be able to see the schedule of things before actually getting to the conference.
Yes.
8 a.m. on Friday. God, that's early.
Yeah, especially if we're gonna go out the night before.
Yeah.
Well, we could also try just kind of continuity with the panel where we say after this we'll be at this thing. If you'd like to ask us more questions or whatever.
Or say hi.
Yeah, but then that might mean that we don't get to go to panels and that's
yeah. I also have my event with Sage is we regret how many time periods we asked for because it's pretty much every time there's a demo we're doing something.
Oh no.
I know. Yeah. So we're trying to like organize it where we both don't have to be there the whole time. And so after our panel, I think I'm supposed to be back at demonstration at 1:30, but we could make my thing it's,
that's true.
Place to go. It's at Print Media and Photography Studios.
Okay. And what time is that? At
1:30.
30.
So we have 1:30 to 4:30. Our group will be in there with artists kind of changing in and out. So sure, bring people to our event. That's great.
Yeah. Double dip. And then what stage will you be at in your demo? Yeah, because I know it's a little more experimental, but I also don't want to be disruptive,
I mean, it's supposed to be interactive. It's like what we call zine leaders are like, they came up with topics that they wanted to make their zine about, but that they could also talk to people about while they're both drawing. So you're supposed to come in and hopefully sit with one of the people, draw with them and talk about that topic. And then anybody that draws with it, their piece also goes into the zine. So it's interactive. I was trying to find the schedule real quick so I can figure out like, because we can't be printing until some of the zines are done. And most of the people that are zine leaders, they have 2 drawing shifts. I bet by Saturday afternoon we are printing, but of course, it's also like Sage and I are trying to come into this with a schedule, but totally knowing that that's not gonna be it the whole time. By Saturday afternoon, we will be printing. So there will be, if anybody wants to help,
there you go.
It's RISO printing. So
I don't know how to do that. So, and I've been wanting to learn, so I will be there.
So we'll be having a bunch of printing happening there. And then between 3 and 4:30, here's what's happening. I'm drawing.
Okay.
During that time from 1:30 to 4:30, so people can come sit with me and draw with me. It's me, Katie Garth, April Felipe, and Catherine Polk starts at 3 p.m.
Okay. Cool. I think Katie Garth is also part of the guild, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like Catherine's name is on there too, right?
Maybe. Because I think I usually remember people I've seen with my eyeballs at least once. And I know about Catherine Polk because I had a student who was their assistant, I think, or something at some time. I don't remember what. But I don't, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe that'd be cool.
The other people that are in it is Amze Emmons, Stephanie,
in there.
Christina Kang, Fiona Avocado, who's one of our people, I think, and I think that's and Roger Ortiag, who you might not know or not. He lives in California. He was one of my grad students when I was in Minnesota.
I'm so excited to have grad students. I technically have one now, but she never talks to me and I'm so lonely. I'm just there to help her with like the brass tacks of how to do interactive journals. And I'm like, okay, I guess. Okay, so we've got that more or less planned.
Cool.
And then I think what we'll have to do is I'll make like an Instagram graphic when we get closer to time do you mind making an Instagram graphic for your event? Because you'll know more details than I will, especially because you'll be able to update it as time goes on. And then I can make one for the event.
I just wrote a note to myself that is full of so many acronyms. This IG graphic for IKWYM, which is our event, or RIPG.
I love that. Writing in code. No one will ever know except for you.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's the meetup. And then do you have to go or can we do one more?
I mean, soonish. I'm just driving to Seattle, so it's on my own time.
Okay. So the one thing I want to make sure that I get out there is Tanushree has taken over the newsletter. So she is expecting to have that out in the next 10 days. So if anybody has news for her to put into the newsletter, so like, for instance, our guild get together, the timeline generally for what we're doing, and also the website launch, we can also do through that. So that's a good kind of pacing for when we post the website is like within the next, she told me 10 days, 2 days ago. So within the next week.
Okay.
And then she has also taken over Takeover Tuesdays because she's an angel. And so she will be reaching out to individual guild members to ask if they'd like to do a takeover. She will also be doing our takeover for October, because I asked her to.
Very
So,
good.
because I'd like her to, because her pathway to printmaking was less traditional than less academic, I guess I would say, than a lot of us. And I think that's a really valuable experience to share. But so she will be doing the takeovers, and then I think she's also doing one other thing that I don't remember. But let's take a look at, because she got access to the volunteered task list. So let me take a look at that and see if there's anybody else I want to announce their work and network with, I guess is what I would say. Give me a second. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say is Jacob, I can't remember Jacob's last name. Jacob Reyes sent me an email letting me know who it was that they were thinking of us working with for the website. It is a little bit cheaper. Their price ranges from like 1,000 to 3,000 instead. And with the state that the website's in, I think we might actually just hire them for very specific things periodically. But we'll have to talk about that timeline after fundraising has happened, I think. But I just wanted to let everybody know they're okay with working with the Wix site. And they are also, they want us to fill out a questionnaire. So I can do that. And then,
is the questionnaire kind of just gauging what we're looking for?
Yeah, it's one of those kind of basic questionnaires. And they talk about like how we prefer to be contacted, what our project budget is, what service best fits our needs. And they have a couple of like branding, consulting, for strategy, content management, design, or other. And then we could tell them about the project, etc. Cool. So I'm going to put a pin in that and let them know that we're going to put a pin in it while we do some fundraising. But that we will fill out the questionnaire when we're closer to being able to pay them, which is important. So that's the only other website update that I have. And then our active volunteers, Tanushree not on this, but yeah. So what we can do is go ahead and update this. I will, Edie, is it all right if I put you on for the website?
Yeah. I wasn't on there.
Oh. Yeah, I also thought I was on here, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And then start typing my actual government name. So Rebecca. Nobody's gonna know who that is.
Your Zoom says Rebecca now.
Yeah, it's my work Zoom.
Oh, Rebecca.
Yeah. So I can put myself down for a couple of things, probably graphic design and incorporation and website support. And then I'm going to start pushing this out. I'm going to put it in, I need to make an Instagram graphic for it. That's what it is, so that people know we have it. But this will also be in Tanushree's newsletter, so that people get it that way as well. Okay. I hope you can't hear the sound of me writing furiously. So those are all the updates that I have. And then the last thing is deciding on that 2 times a month option for meetings. Kay said that they agreed with that idea. I'm going to double check and see if Ruben also said something about it.
I don't remember if they might have responded just to you, but
yeah, we were texting right before this because I wanted to see if they had any announcements. So Ruben says that would be good, is if we had 2 meeting times, because he has something that's just a standing appointment on Saturdays for the foreseeable future. So instead of just moving this meeting, I think it might be good if we just had an additional optional meeting.
Yeah.
That I might not make it to, but I think now that we're back to recording and uploading YouTube videos, we should be good. And especially the newsletter will help too.
Yeah. I guess in that case, like one of the other board members, like work around their schedule so they can be at the meeting.
That's a good idea. Okay. And Kay is usually available at this time, so maybe what I'll do is work specifically around Ruben's schedule. And he told me that he can do afternoons on Saturdays or Sundays or Fridays.
Okay.
And Olivia suggested a weekday meeting.
Like in the evening or something?
Let me check her email to see what she said. This is the wrong email. Okay. So she said a lot of very good suggestions, and then she said a weekend and a weeknight, so maybe evening-ish. And she's right now on the East Coast, so
okay, yeah,
it won't be hard to make it the evening for her. Since the rest of us are in Central, Mountain, and Pacific times. We're really scattered all over the country, huh? So maybe what we do is we do like a bi-weekly schedule. So the next meeting would be October 14th if it's a Friday. Can't do that because that's MAPC. So maybe we start that process in November then.
Yeah.
Okay. So our first meeting in November will be Saturday the 5th. So 2 weeks from that will be, wait, did I do 2 weeks?
On a Friday, 18th? November 18th.
Friday the 18th. Okay.
What time did you say?
So Olivia said weeknights. Ruben said afternoons.
On Friday. Okay.
So what if we do, what if we, I don't want to send out another Google form. That's a lot of Google forms.
One of them will get lost.
Yeah. What if we send out a soft time for like 4 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. CST, 6 p.m.
on a weekday?
EST on Friday. Yeah. Or we could do 3 p.m. MST, and then it's 4 p.m. for Ruben. So that's still technically afternoon. And then it'll be 5 p.m. for Olivia. So that'll be like evening for her.
Yeah, is that like 5 p.m. on a Friday? It's like you just, if you have a 9 to 5, you just got off work. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
But if we do 5 p.m. if we do 5 p.m. PST, then that's going to be like 8 p.m. Yeah, 8 p.m.
Yeah,
for Olivia. Yeah. That's pretty late.
Especially on a Friday, you want to do something.
Yeah.
For those people that do stuff like
yeah. So maybe we split the difference and we go with like 4 p.m. No, that would have to be 3 p.m. PST. Which is 4 p.m. MST. And then
6
5. Yeah. And 5 p.m. for Ruben, and then 6 p.m.
I mean, we could make it a happy hour
meeting. That's true. But yeah, okay.
And maybe ask Ruben if that works or
Yeah.
Ruben and Olivia, if that works for them.
Yeah, I will text both of them before I announce this. Or before I send this to Tanushree to announce.
Mhm.
I text both of them. That's not descriptive. Text Olivia.
Ooh, it's like you
and
come back to
Ruben.
it in 2 hours and you're like, who am I texting?
Yes, both of them, whoever they are.
Yeah.
So that's November 18th. Okay. Because I know for a fact that a good deal of our guild members are just going to be at MAPC, so it's going to be impossible to meet.
Yeah.
Because I think, well, I know Kay is not going, but Ruben is, I am, you are, Stephanie is, Christina is, everyone that you just listed that are participating in your event, everyone that's participating in our event. So, and a lot of them are people who are relatively involved. So, okay. And I think Teague might be going too. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't checked with them yet. Anyway, okay, so we'll start in November and see how it goes. And then that meeting can be its own kind of entity led by a different what am I? Board member. Okay, cool. Because I'm not against the idea, and it might accelerate some things too. And it'll at least make it easier for us to not miss it. Because I was thinking about this morning. If 2 or 3 people miss, we're then a month behind on like fundraising or something, which is no one's fault. It's just, how do we make that up so that it's not as high stakes?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So just to double check that we're both where we need to be, I'll be uploading the recording and transcript that hopefully generates to YouTube.
Yeah.
And then and then I'll be making a Google form for people to vote and give feedback on the logos. And I'll just send that out via the newsletter instead of making a graphic for it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I won't have enough time to do both.
Yeah.
And then we have planned for our get together at the Zephyr because it has an outside space at 9:15 or 9:30 on Thursday in Kent.
Yeah.
During MAPC, not just a random Thursday. And then also there will be a print media event. Oh, I didn't write down the date for that.
It is Saturday.
Gotcha.
At Kent University, Kent State, at the Print Media and Photography Studios, which is CVA room 316.
Okay, perfect. And so for those events, I will make an Instagram graphic and you will make an Instagram graphic. I'll make the one for the Zephyr. You'll make the one for your event, right?
Yeah, perfect.
And then I'm also going to make an Instagraphic for the asynchronous volunteering. And what I'm going to tell people to do is email us for access. Yeah, okay. Let me write that down.
For volunteering?
Yeah.
I think right now on the website, so I can change it. It says there's the form.
Gotcha.
Which will go to that, but they could also email because I have the email on here too.
Okay, I think let's do the form because that will aggregate it in a really easy way where we can just check it like once every 2 weeks and just add people.
Yeah. And I should ask, okay, add to that form pronouns and what time zone they live in.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And Olivia's suggestion, I guess, when you click on any of those options for what you want to do, it doesn't let you choose multiple. So her suggestion was to change that.
Yeah. The one thing we'll run into with that is people going, well, I can do anything, and then selecting a bunch of things. So, which isn't, the end of the world. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then let's see. So we're editing the become member form. I'm back at the website notes. And you'll be hiding certain things, showing other things.
Yeah.
And then we're going to
menu.
put the guild get together on the events page. So we could actually do both. And now we have 2 events. That's exciting. So I can provide you with the copy for that.
Okay. I can,
when do you want that by?
I was gonna try, I mean, it doesn't take long to do that edit, probably. I don't know, I've never done it. I was going to probably edit the site Tuesday night.
Okay. Cool. I can do that. Yes, I can do that. I'm remembering that today's shot after this, but that's okay because that's my own problem. And then I need to get photos for Olivia and Stephanie for the board members by Tuesday, and then updating the volunteer form you just described, and then moving around the menu will also be you, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then, because I'm just going to screw it up again. Action the notes.
I'm gonna edit the board members site too, and just kind of revamp stuff altogether. And you were gonna send me a higher resolution logo.
Yes.
And I have to remember to tell Sage that we're promoting the event and people are gonna come.
Yeah. By the way.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good time to do it because there are other days of our event where during a drawing session, there's like 5 people drawing. So this time there'll just be 3 people drawing, so it's not as much like navigating folks. So
yeah. And I think it'll be easier for people to interact with both you all, but also with each other without being significantly in the way.
Yeah, and I mean, even if people kind of migrate a little to like different areas and don't end up participating with us, it just gives like a central spot for people to
meet up. Yeah. Okay. And then as far as the last order of business, one thing I want to make really clear is what Tanushree is going to start doing is she will contact people, volunteers, and ask if there are any announcements a couple of days before she sends out a newsletter. And the newsletters will stay monthly. And I think that's all that we talked about, but I just wanted to put that out there. So if you get an email from Tanushree, please tell her what you're doing. Don't go, who is this? But yeah, and she might be sending it through the guild email too. She has the ability to do that. I'm not sure how she plans to do it though. But yeah, so yay. Okay.
Hey.
We've done it.
Okay. I gotta get my butt up to Seattle, pick up some stuff.
I'm going to stop recording.